I'm Brandon Cox at pastors.com here with Shawn Lovejoy, who's a pastor and church planner and leader in evangelicalism in America, and just wanted to spend a few minutes, pulled him aside here at Exponential Conference. We're in an empty room, probably not supposed to be here and may get kicked out soon. So I wanted to catch up with Shawn and just talk for a minute about something that's been on his heart that has produced something you're going to want to pay a lot of attention to, a book coming out that we are excited about to talk to pastors about because it really speaks to their hearts, and just wanted to kind of ask Shawn a couple questions about that so you'll know where his mind and his heart were coming from when he wrote it. Shawn, what produced the book? What in your life led to writing this?
Well, one, going through the grinder myself of planting a church, and the toll it took on me personally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, relationally, my marriage, my family, all of that. But then watching young, sharp, energetic, vibrant, brilliant leaders fall around me. Burnout, derailment, all of that. And then coupled with the hundreds of church leaders we've been able to connect with since then that are disillusioned, discouraged with the way their churches are turning out. They're not experiencing the fruit they want to, experience. But I think, honestly, many times we've put all of that is because we've put yokes on ourselves that Jesus didn't put on us.
Certainly, yeah.
And somewhere within that began to bubble this idea of redefining success, when it comes to ministry. And that's how we landed on this book called The Measure of Our Success, this impassioned plea to pastors.
Yeah. So that it's really come out of years of experience for you. How long ago did you plant Mountain Lake Church?
In 2000.
2000.
So we're 12 and a half years old now.
Yeah, and you guys have planted a lot of other churches, a lot of guys in your network that you've watched go through these things.
Yeah, and we've been able to see the brilliant, the most awesome, explosive sides, kingdom impacting sides of church planting, but we've also been able to see the underbelly. Yeah. And there is a dark side of the force in ministry world, not just in church planting, but a lot of pastors, are not experiencing the fruit they thought they were going to experience. Turns out we're all not the next Rick Warren.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
That's true. That's true. Yeah. What have you identified as, the biggest killers of ministry today? I mean, when you look around, you say, here are the 2 or 3 things that I see pastors doing that are dangerous.
I really do think, we've allowed the culture to influence the church. The good news is there's been a move of making the church more relevant to the culture. But you can cross a line where the culture begins to drive the church.
Yeah. And
I think we've looked out there, men and women both. Men, I think, are more wired, more because of that, more tempted because of our testosterone. We've got more of it.
Yeah.
To measure success by the way the world measures it and impose those on our church, and think that we're more successful if we've got the largest and fastest growing whatever. And the challenge with that is you can always find somebody who's building it faster and bigger than you are.
Yeah.
And to think you're not all of that. And all of a sudden that leads to all kind of unhealthy outcomes.
It's a comparison game, and we never catch up. Never catch up. Well, what do you say to a pastor that's struggling there? Maybe they're at a spot in ministry where things are going well in terms of what people see. The crowd's growing. The worship service is improving in its excellence, and more people are coming. But something is happening in that pastor's heart or his family or his home that's not looking good. What do you do to get them back on track? What's your advice to stop that movement?
Well, we talk about it in the book. I really do believe, first and foremost, we've called it at churchplanners.com, something called nurturing vitality, paying attention to, caring about, being diligent about our own health, our strength, our vitality. We minister to everybody else, change everybody else's world, and we don't lead ourselves.
Yeah. We
don't take care of ourselves. We don't take care of the home front. We don't take care of our hearts, our souls, our minds, our marriages, our kids, all of that. And it being forsaken a long time will get us in a lot of trouble.
Certainly. I sat down recently with a pastor who'd been at the same church for almost 40 years, and he talked to us young guys and basically said, it's not about how you play the game, it's about finishing well. Can you speak to guys that are maybe, they've been in it a long time, and they're at that midpoint, they're at that discouraging point? What's just an encouraging word to keep going?
I had a 61-year-old pastor tell me recently who's really just hitting his stride. He said, Shawn, the number one thing I found leads to awesome, awesome nationwide ministry. He said, Shawn, most pastors I see are peaking too early.
Mm.
He said, be patient.
Yeah.
You're 41 years old. You've been doing this 12 years. That's not a long time.
No.
Worst thing you could do is get to 50 and say, man, things were great when they were 40, when I was 40. You know? But so many times in today's world, we want microwave ministry success.
Yeah.
You know, and in ministry, speed kills.
Yeah.
It can absolutely kill us in every way, spiritually, emotionally, physically, relationally. And so many times we just need to take a chill pill.
Yeah,
and not try to grow it faster and bigger than what the Lord wants to build it. And resigning all that to Him and working on church health. Mm-hmm. Like Rick Warren said years ago, focus on church health and let Him take care of the growth. Yeah. I really believe there's going to be a move back toward that in the next decade in ministry world. At least I pray there is.
Absolutely. Look forward to that for sure.
Yeah.
We want all the pastors watching, the ministry leaders watching to know this is a book that one of the reasons we're excited about it is because there are plenty of books on trends and on how to do the latest thing, but occasionally a book comes along that is what I would say speaks to the roots of who we are. It's long term. So I want to challenge you to grab it. But Shawn, any last word to a pastor thinking about it? Just any last thought?
Well, number one, I would just say, don't quit, guys. Whatever you do, nail down your calling. If God called you to do this, and you quit on a bad day, a bad week, a bad year, I really believe it's sin to turn our back on God's call. So don't you do it. You stay in the game and get encouragement. That's why I wrote the book. Yeah. You know, to keep men and women in the game.
Yeah. That's a good word.
Yeah.
Man, thanks so much, Shawn.
Thank you, man. Appreciate what you do, man.